Boy, have I seen this state decline over the years. We're not gold, we're not silver, we're not bronze. We didn't even make the finals anymore. And that's all because of politicians. And what I think this fire is going to do, it's going to show California's political weaknesses, and it's going to shine a very bright light on it. And light is good because it's a disinfectant. I mean, we have so many issues here, mostly with the politicians. I said, here in California, like Newsom and Karen Bass, they're what I call whack-a-mole politicians, whack-a-mole politicians. You know that game when you play, when you have the mole and you have the board in front of you and the head pops up, you got a hammer and bang, you bang it down, and then another one comes up over here and bang it down. That's what they do. Soon as the problem comes up, then they try to do what they can do to fix it, instead of being on the offensive.
Softer than forecast winds are giving firefighters in California some reprieve while the fight begins over federal disaster relief. Our Sky News Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen joins us now. Annalise, what's the latest there?
Well, look, this is an ongoing issue with the fire fronts. There are concerns that the winds could pick up overnight, and that is exactly why they're very much warning people that they need to be ready to move at a moment's notice, that there is the potential for this to be once again catastrophic. But for the wind predictions as they were supposed to be today, it has come in softer than expected. There were predictions that the winds could get as high as 110 kilometres an hour, and you can see where we are in Pacific Palisades, that's certainly not the case. What we're also watching for is the potential for security issues around these lockdown areas where we are now. You can see where I am in Pacific Palisades, there's a lot of destruction. There are still homes standing and there are people who want to get back in. They've been evacuated and not allowed to return to this area. One of the issues is security. They're worried about looters. The local police are giving an update today about just how many people have already been arrested for looting.
Had a few more arrests overnight. Our total, when I give totals, this is for the LA County Sheriff's Department area only. It doesn't count LAPD, Pasadena, and other agencies. We are up to 39. That's 33 in the Eaton fire area and 6 in the Palisades area. Eaton, we have 9 curfew arrests and 2 for drone incidences. Please do not fly drones in these impacted areas.
There are a lot of practical issues why people still can't come into these areas. The fact that a lot of the traffic lights are still not working, the fact that there could still be live wires, gas leaks, and there's still patchy electricity around the area for people, even if they could go back to their homes still standing. But 14,000 structures at least have been destroyed in these fires, homes and livelihoods among them. The question of aid is a live one for people who want to know how to rebuild their lives. There's FEMA desks around the city where people can go get their information around how they can get emergency funding. But for that federal funding coming through, there is already disagreement in Washington, D.C. Speaker Mike Johnson has said he wants to see some conditions on emergency funding going to California. He's saying that there's been mismanagement at local levels and they don't want to be subsidizing those levels of government. They want the money to go to the people who need it. Democrats have hit back in Congress saying we shouldn't be politicizing this aid money. If you want to start this, wait until we have a natural disaster in a red state. And this was Mike Johnson's response earlier today.
You've heard the word conditions on aid. We're not projecting in advance what this will be. First of all, you have to understand the fires are still raging, and no one knows what the ultimate cost will be. It takes some time to make estimates and all of that, and that deliberative process will go forward. And the way it works, as you know, is the administration will submit a request, a disaster supplemental request to Congress that goes through the Office of Management and Budget. This is a long, deliberative process that we've gone through many times. So it's premature right now for anybody to say what that number will be or what the scope of that supplemental legislation would entail.
As the city braces for the potential of increased fire risk, what we are seeing is greater preparedness this time around compared to this time last week. In particular, all the private businesses bringing in their own private firefighting equipment. We've seen out on the roads today different private firms going down and watering down homes, putting fire retardant on roofs in wealthy areas like Brentwood. What we've also seen is insurance companies bringing in their own water resources to protect the buildings that they're still protecting. Most of those are more commercial properties. It's those ordinary people who had those insurance properties on their homes that saw them cancelled about a year ago, as the insurance companies said that they saw that there was just such an increased fire risk with how the weather was going and also the government policies that were anticipated to contribute to that, and so they pulled out. That is why this is going to be a particularly hard time for so many ordinary people to get back on their feet after these fires.
Certainly a long road ahead. Annalise, thank you for the update there.